How did ancient humans survive winter? It's the middle of winter. You step inside, turn on the heat, put on a warm jacket, and open the refrigerator without giving it a second thought. Now imagine losing all of it. No electricity, no insulated homes, no supermarkets, no central heating, no weather forecasts. For hundreds of thousands of years, this wasn't imagination. It was everyday life. Winter was the greatest challenge our ancestors faced. Temperatures dropped below freezing, food became scarce, and a single mistake could cost an entire family their lives. Yet humans didn't disappear. Instead, they spread across some of the coldest places on Earth. How? The answer wasn't strength alone. It was a combination of biology, intelligence, and cooperation that allowed our species to survive conditions that seem impossible today. The story of winter is more than a story about cold weather. It is the story of how hardship helped shape the human species itself. The first challenge wasn't the snow. It was staying warm. The human body works best at around 37 degrees Celsius. Even a small drop in body temperature can slow the brain, weaken muscles, and eventually become life-threatening. To fight the cold, the body automatically narrows blood vessels near the skin, keeping warm blood around vital organs like the heart and brain. At the same time, muscles begin to shiver, creating heat through rapid movement. Some people also activate small amounts of brown fat, a special type of body fat that burns energy to produce warmth instead of storing it. These natural defenses helped our ancestors survive, but only for a limited time. The longer they remained exposed, the more energy their bodies burned. In freezing weather, hunger could become just as dangerous as the cold itself. Humans needed something more than biology. They needed solutions they could build with their own hands. That search for warmth led to three inventions that changed human history forever: fire, clothing, and shelter. Fire was the first great breakthrough. A controlled fire did far more than provide warmth. It dried wet clothing, melted snow into drinking water, cooked food, and kept dangerous predators away from the campsite. Around the fire, families could survive nights that would otherwise have been deadly. But fire had one major limitation. The moment people left it behind to hunt or gather food, they stepped back into the freezing cold. That problem was solved with clothing. Our ancestors learned to scrape animal hides, soften them, and stitch them together using bone needles and animal sinew. These garments trapped a layer of warm air close to the body, allowing people to travel much farther in freezing temperatures. They also built shelters wherever caves were unavailable. Using wood, branches, animal hides, and in some regions even the bones of mammoths, they created homes that blocked icy winds and held the heat from a small fire. Together, fire, clothing, and shelter transformed winter from a deadly obstacle into a challenge that humans could overcome. Staying warm was only half the battle. The real challenge was finding enough food. During winter, many animals migrated or became harder to hunt, while edible plants disappeared beneath snow and frozen ground. At the very moment the body needed more energy to stay warm, food became scarce. Our ancestors learned to prepare long before winter arrived. During the warmer months, they hunted more than they could immediately eat. Meat was dried, smoked, or naturally frozen in the cold environment, while nutrient-rich animal fat was carefully saved because it provided valuable energy during the harshest weeks of winter. But surviving wasn't just about storing food. It was about sharing it. A successful hunt fed the entire group, not just the hunter. Working together increased everyone's chances of surviving until spring. Cooperation became one of humanity's greatest strengths, turning small families into communities capable of enduring even the coldest seasons. Winter taught humans an important lesson. Survival depended not only on strength, but on planning and helping one another. When the hunting was over and darkness settled across the frozen landscape, people gathered around the fire. Those long winter nights became much more than a time to stay warm. They became a time to learn. The oldest members of the group shared stories about successful hunts, dangerous predators, changing seasons, and the best places to find food. These stories passed on knowledge long before humans invented writing, helping each new generation avoid deadly mistakes. Around the same fire, people repaired clothing, sharpened stone tools, planned future hunts, and strengthened the bonds that held their communities together. Winter didn't just test human survival. It helped shape human civilization. The need to stay warm encouraged innovation. The need to find food inspired planning. And the need to survive together created cooperation, trust, and the sharing of knowledge, qualities that still define our species today. The next time you step inside from the cold, remember this. The warmth you enjoy today is built on thousands of generations who endured winters far harsher than we can imagine. Their determination didn't just help them survive. It helped create the world we live in today. If you enjoyed this journey into our ancient past, don't forget to subscribe for more stories exploring the science and history of human evolution.